Welcome back to Golden Ridge. Today we're finally getting serious about intercity transit with new bus and tram lines, fresh regional train stops, and a totally over-the-top midtown highway ramp. So let's get to work. Okay, so I have filled in a bit of this neighborhood since last time, and this is, I think, my favorite part of the city. All the grid stuff is working great, but this just feels to me, I mean, it just feels like San Francisco to me. So I know I've said that before, but the more I build it out, the more it continues to feel like that. So today I want to look at some public transit stuff. We've talked about it for a bit, and now I want to address at least a little bit of it. So we have our train track coming down through here, and this one is primarily cargo. You will see a commuter line on it every now and then because of the depot we have here. So, but mostly it is going to be cargo, and this line will be commuters going to downtown from what will eventually be our Southern California region. But because we're building all of our city out this way, I want to at least get the station for this region in now so that we can build around it and don't have to kind of destroy a bunch of stuff later. So let's take a look at what we have for stations. So that's going to be elevated and too big, elevated. That's the full one. Let's see. Those are depots. Let's go down here. Small trains. So we want something probably like this, kind of a local regional type station. We also have this whole area to put something in, but I'm kind of liking it. I think right here, actually. The only issue I worry about is if the trains are long enough, they're going to block the road. We could kind of tuck it actually right under here. It's kind of fun. Let's maybe do that. Turn off from clipping into. Let's get it the other way though. And I think that is pretty good. And is this gonna now end up working and taking over that road? Not at all. A little bit, halfway. All right, so we're just gonna delete this and that, and then we'll get this in there. I kind of like having it tucked up here underneath our highway. I think is kind of fun. So let's get rid of that, and we'll go to our train track non-electrified double. So I'll have this one come in there, and then that'll continue that way. And then let's adjust this road system a bit to accommodate, so we can get in there, and then we'll stretch this out. This can just kind of meet up at about there, and maybe we just continue this to about there. And then I don't want to do too many like kind of intersections or have this cross, create another intersection too close to the train crossing. So that's a little weird. So let's see what we can. Yeah, we can just massage that a little bit with move it here probably. And just get this. Yeah, that's already feeling a little better, like that. There we go. Okay, so that'll work. Oh, I just realized that I think is an asymmetrical road. So let's just replace that all real quick with a regular 2-lane. Although, actually, I wonder if the asymmetrical is not a bad idea and doing it on this side so that there's a little more. Yeah, let's actually, now that I undid it, let's actually keep that just to there. Yeah, so that maybe, you know, people are coming in to have kind of a, we'll have some buses here eventually and all that, so people will be able to still drive past when the buses are kind of doing their thing. Let's see if we can scoot this a little bit off the road without messing up the overpass. Okay, so that worked. So that is one. And then let's see. So we also will need a station out here. I know we don't really have this built out, but I do just want to, so I'm going to change this angle up a little bit and just make this a little more straight on. Right about here. Get that right at 90. And then see if we can't have that. That's feeling a little, so let's just straighten this out. And we're gonna bring this up to about here. And then that going, and like that'll work. And then we'll do something similar here, right about there. And then, so for here, we can do maybe a slightly bigger station, since this is going to be very residential out here. I don't think we need anything quite like that. That was the one we just used, or that was the one we just used. Yeah, something like that might be nice. That's got a bit of a footprint. Let's see how that... let's actually flip that around the other way, though. I think we might use that one. Yep, that'll work perfectly right there. And I think we grabbed onto the track. Let's just kind of... Sometimes I can't tell. Okay, so that's in, and then I'm just going to see if I can't just stretch out this merge track. It just makes the, when they end up switching over, just makes it a little smoother. Okay, so we got a couple of those train stations in, and I think that is working out pretty well. So we got one here and there. So I think those will be pretty good, kind of regional. And now let's look at a couple bus lines here. So bus stop. So I like the shelters. Okay, so we'll definitely want a bus stop in here, right by this train station. So let's see where we're going to need buses going. Certainly down this kind of corridor, so we can put some in there. And unfortunately, they take over for the palm trees, but we can kind of fake that here. And we'll do a bus stop. Kind of do it here maybe, and then they can loop around. Come in like, we probably don't need two there, but that's okay. So we'll definitely have buses coming along here. And then where, kind of now that we've got that, let's kind of think strategically here about a couple of, maybe 2 or 3 kind of cross city lines. All right, so we're gonna have kind of a loop here. They're kind of gonna loop around between Garnet Heights, Mission Flats, and into Buckman Point. So we'll connect this road, but then we'll have our buses come here. Okay, so I think that makes sense. We'll see when we get the bus line in. Let's see. I may have overlooked one. So boom to there, out to the bus stop, down, around and back, and in. And we'll just need a turnaround, I guess. Which can be, I guess, like that. So I think we're good, actually. Let's connect this road up, and then I think that line will work. So this can come out to about here, and we'll continue this road about there, and then they can meet without being quite that janky. I guess that probably should have done it this way in the first place. Let's turn snapping off to get that right in the middle. Okay, so now let's get at least going one bus lane going one way. Okay, so we do have a bit of an issue because in order to run it back the other way, we're looping up here. So I think we're going to change this a little bit. Let's just turn this into more of a loop itself. And that way we won't be doubling up the way we are now. So I think if we relocate this, we can just do it. I guess we could go all the way up here. We might as well. And then this one we can put maybe there, and then take this can we just move this? Oh, maybe we need the tool. There we go. Okay, I think that makes a little more sense. And then let's just move this like that. Not on that driveway, though. There we go. Okay, I think that'll work, and then we can get one going. Oh, we'll need to keep the opposite stop though, as well as add an opposite stop up here. And then, all right, so now let's try going. This might be a problematic too. Hold on, we'll see. So we'll go this way. Okay, so then let's see. This is, I mean, they should probably be here. I didn't want to take up like this whole block, but I think if we add just kind of double click in here like that, but don't actually add it, I think that will add a node, and then we can reload. Oh, that did not work. Let's try it again. I just don't want to take up this whole block with, let's see if that worked, with by losing all of the palm trees. That still didn't work. So let's just do it like this for the moment. Then we can move this here and move this one here, which just makes that, and it still took up the whole block. So that's kind of annoying, but I'm gonna kind of worry about that here in a bit. Let's take a look at, oops. Just want to look at this line. Just go regular bus. I don't think we need a luxury bus. Wow, those got here quick. And those really are luxury buses. So yeah, just regular bus. And so this, let's call this the Buckman Garnett line. Call it the, let's call it the 1 Garnett. 7 seems like a lot, but we'll let that go for now. And then let's just kind of add some palm trees back. Go with the big ones. And we can add them back on this other stop as well. And here too. All right, so that is one bus line going. And then, so I think what we'll do is basically we'll have one going this way, parallel, one going this way, and then kind of one that cuts, maybe loops around between Stern Grove, Turtle Valley, and Mulberry Heights, kind of around, and you'll be able to connect to these other ones. We will need one, and maybe we'll have a downtown line that'll cross some of those too. So let's get our kind of Pacific Point to Mission Slip line in. This one I think might be a little more straightforward. Famous last words, of course. So we'll have the loop. Oh, we don't want to loop around. Yeah, we'll have the loop here. So we'll just put our stops here and there. And then so I did, of course, forget about our tram depot. So I think actually on this side of town, we're going to use trams instead of trains. Instead of buses. So let's go ahead and get our tram line in. So if our tram starts here, I think it'll mostly be running down, what's the street? Linden Street, kind of up and down. And then maybe we can pull it up here into Stern Grove and then have it come back. I think Trams are going to be fairly straightforward, at least out in this part of town. Not going to be too complicated just with the way our city is laid out. So trams, replace. So we're definitely going to do all through in here. And tram crossing the train track is a fun little twist. And then we'll have our tram. Maybe we can actually we're gonna take the tram into downtown. I think actually will be kind of fun. So all the way down through here. Maybe we'll go tram to train station, I think. And yeah, we can actually make this a single, or I guess we'll get rid. Yeah, there we go. Single, and we'll have it loop around. And this will be a single as well. Yeah, that's yes. We'll just have this. This loop, I'm just trying to think. Yeah, that'll work. So we'll have, and then on this end, let's see, we can get a loop going through Stern Grove, kind of take it up here. Gets a little tight, so I think we're going to keep it fairly simple. So there, it'll turn here. Actually, yeah, we'll just have it kind of do a little loop. All right, so now we'll get our line in. Oh, looks like we missed one spot. There it is. All right. Oh, we need to get some stops in first. All right, and then for tram stops, let's see. Get one in here and along there. Along there. I don't know. I guess we should probably put ones here as well, just because. So a loop there, and we can get one. Let me go here. I think we're gonna do it on both sides. I know it doesn't. We don't actually have like we don't have to, but I think we're just going to. It's gonna be a little bit of a weird loop, but I think it'll end up making sense. We'll just get stops on both sides of this. Okay, and now let's try for the lines, and we'll figure out if this actually makes sense. So yeah, it does not. So basically, you really just need kind of one turnaround. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. And then I did definitely make that mistake over here. So we do not need these stops. Okay, I think that should work. And now we actually have to connect our depot to this. So let's see where we easiest place to do that is probably just right there. So we should start seeing some trains. Let's take a look. So this tram line is Stern to downtown. So I think we'll go with letters. And we can call this we'll go with the N Sutter, because it just kind of originates in Sutter here. And there we go. Let's also, I think purple is not the color. We're going to go with kind of a burnt orange. 5 trains is probably good. All right, so now we've got that working. So that's fun. And I'm just thinking where else. So we've got our 1 Garnet. We've got our L. Sorry, our NJ. What did I forgot what I already called this already. The N Sutter. And I think now we probably need a downtown to Pacific bus. So we'll go bus stops, shelters. So something that'll cross our tram line here. All right, so we're going to take our bus stops here and let's make sure we are on our one-ways. So I think our first one should probably be maybe about there. And we can do another one right here so you can meet up with the trams. We're going to come around and we'll hit one on the side here. We'll go one here. We'll go one here. Coming back up. Let's see. Let's just kind of match it. So right about there. I don't want it to take the entire block though. If anybody know, I tried putting a node in and then once you delete the node, it just goes back. So if anybody knows how to make a bus stop not take the entire length of a full city block for one bus stop, please let me know. That would be great. And then we'll come back here and we'll go, let's see, I guess we'll do it on this side again to match. And over here. And then we're going to want to turn left on... I guess we actually need to go all the way out to the coast. So we can then come in and there. Here. And... I guess probably there. And then now we can start kind of doubling. Oh, we're going to need to go by this for sure. So we should probably get a couple on the beach there, and then we'll definitely go. We could just go right here, actually. And that way they could then turn that way. Boy, there's a lot of people around here. So we'll go there. And then we'll come out to here. Okay, so then from here, I think we're going to get kind of a wraparound of Pacific Point here. And I think we are going to end up with a bit of a weird bus turnaround. We're just going to have to go with the U-turn right here. And I think based on where we are, and we'll get a kind of a comeback line in maybe about here. I think based on where we are, it's going to be a little janky, but I could see this with all this space being like an actual bus turnaround. So yeah, we'll come across there. We'll get one in here. And then I think that completes. Oh, we'll need a few on this, going this way into downtown to kind of match the ones we have coming out of downtown. And then let's actually move these down just a little bit, just to here, to separate them a bit from the ones by the ferry. Okay, so now we will get bus line tool, and we'll just go from here, and we're going to want to cut in. I don't want the buses on this, so we want them to come in here. So get this going in, and then we'll just get this whole thing lined up. And there it is. So that worked out pretty well. I do want to, let's see, I want to name this line regular bus. We're gonna go we'll just the 22 Pacific to downtown, and we're gonna go with a little more of a gold, I think, for that line, and then also for this. Let's get rid of this smokestack real quick, and then for this line as well, for the one garnet, I think we're gonna go with the same. We'll keep our city buses yellow, kind of a yellow gold, and our city trams kind of an orange, a burnt orange. So let's see if we can take a little bit of an overview. Let's see. So we've got 123 passengers waiting is pretty good. So it looks like we've actually got no one waiting there, but this is a popular stop. So 82. So people are using this. Okay, so we've got our tram line running from Stern Grove to downtown to the station. We've got our Garnet to Buckman Point loop going on, and then we've got our downtown to Pacific Point bus. So we're covering pretty good. There's not necessarily as much overlap as I would like, but I just don't want to kind of overrun everything with bus stuff. I think we'll need a bus, kind of a Stern Grove to Mission Flats bus, kind of cutting through this valley, Turtle Valley here, that'll come out to here. But I don't know if we need that quite yet. I think we'll want to build out this area a bit more before we throw that bus in there. And then we'll also get some buses going into this train station, and then maybe another train station around here. We'll figure that out when we get some roads in there, which will be pretty soon, because we're going to need a lot more single family kind of low density urban stuff. So yeah, so that's pretty good for the stuff we have going on there. And then someone pointed out that it was a little odd that Ivy Street and Beach Street don't link up here, and I think I was just trying to separate kind of the upper scale of Garnet Heights from the more industrial area here in Mission Slip. But it probably is a little bit out of the way to not have this street connected. So let's go ahead and do that. There's we lost a lot of decals here when I raised the street up a bit, or the ground up a bit to stop our flooding. So we're just going to get rid of a bunch of these, and then we should be able to get rid of that. I guess that's good for the whole thing. It looks like this got rotated a bit too, so we can rotate this, turn off the decals, and we'll rotate this back into place, and we'll just need to reconnect that. Oh, we'll need a road first though, I suppose. Actually, you know what? We're going to connect this to this road, because what I actually want to do is I want to make this a national road coming out here, but I want to slow the speed down, because I think the 65 is a bit too fast for a road here without, you know, I want a road that's without sidewalks and all the parking and all that, but I think 65 is a bit too fast. So we're going to go ahead and use the road builder, and we're just going to make in city national road. And I want to do that for two reasons. One here, and then we also have the other road near, kind of going around our mountain, Sutro Hill here, this road, and people are flying on this, and it looks a little fast. So I wanted to do that for two reasons. So let's go from 65 down to, say, 45 or 50 is probably good. For a road like this, I think we're going to carry sewage. We already have electricity. We don't want zoning. We can add traffic lights on our own. So let's go ahead and just draw a bit more of that. So is this City National Road? And we're just going to get this kind of wrapping around here along the water and coming into about here. And then we're gonna, I guess we'll just get rid of at least some of this. We might want a little bit of, let's see, let's keep a little bit of our 2-lane road, maybe out to, oh, I see, because of the hill from our school. All right, so let's just wrap this around our custom national road here. So we'll bring this in like that and have that wrap around, and that should meet up with this pretty good. So I think that, let's get rid of some of these trees. And we'll need to detail this out a bit, but I think that makes a bit more sense. I don't know how much traffic it'll get, but I think it seemed like they might as well connect given their proximity. So that, I think, is working out well. And then I think I'm just going to go through here and fill in some of this stuff and detail up a few things. Oh, actually, you know, before we do that, the other thing I did want to do was throw in an off-ramp here. I think we need to have a way to get off the highway somewhere, because right now you either get off kind of here or downtown, and I think we need people to be able to exit the highway midtown here. So let's go ahead, and I think what I want to do, I'm kind of thinking about how to make this work, and I think we're going to put in a road. Let's see. We'll put in a road here to kind of close this school off. And then we're going to do something similar to what we did over here. And we'll see if this works. So we'll get our 2-lane highway, and we're going to start elevating this here just a little bit. And I almost wonder, let's see if we can, let's actually do this a little different. So we're going to want one way would be coming off. I don't know if this is going to work, but I have an idea to make this a little more unique. So let's see if we can just basically I want to, oh, that's what was going on. See if we can't kind of give these their own off ramps, kind of, so that people are not. That is actually exactly what I had in mind. What I don't want, of course, is going to be that this turn. I don't want that. There we go. Yeah, that's what I wanted. All right, let's see if we can figure out how to make this work. Well, that turned out interesting. That wasn't all exactly what I had in mind. That is quite a thing. Not, I feel like, maybe my best work. Feel free to completely roast me in the comments for this, and if we think it's really out there, maybe we don't keep it. It is clearly functional. People are using it. But it is a bit of a mess. And realism wise, I don't know. There's a lot going on here to hate. So yeah, let me know what you think, and we'll leave it for the moment, but we'll see if this survives. I mean, it's certainly compact and it's certainly functional, so maybe that's all that matters. But so yeah, that is a highway off ramp. Man, that thing is wild. So I mean, I do think we needed that. I also could have done it maybe here in more space, and if people are feeling like this is pretty terrible, which I'm on the fence, but feeling like it's maybe pretty terrible, then we can maybe try to do it in a bit of a different location. Like we got plenty of room here, for some round, like coming off here and coming down around. So maybe that ultimately is the key, and I'll leave this space open for now with that in mind. But while that is chugging along, I'm going to go through here and fill a little bit more of this out before we call it a day. All right, so I just filled in a little bit around this off ramp with some apartments, a little bit of industry, a little bit of commercial, gas station. Got a little park here. Maybe not the most ideal place to play soccer, but yeah, just walk your dog, take your kid across the street real quick. So yeah, we got that in. You guys have been clamoring for more parks, so there is one. And of course, we also now this park, this big one, is starting to feel actually like a park now that a lot of the stuff around it is filled in with concrete and buildings. So it's actually feeling like an outlier in the grass. So yeah, we will leave it there today. Again, let me know what you think about this. It is highly functional, and I also realized that we basically have no traffic on this highway now because I realized that a lot of traffic was taking this route around when they had no other way to get off the highway here. So this highway is going to be a little quiet until we connect this, and there's stuff over here, and maybe we connect this just to an outside connection for now, just so that there's some cars coming in. But anyway, yeah, let me know. And yeah, I think we'll leave it there. Thanks again so much for watching. If you have not hit the subscribe button yet, please do. Appreciate you joining us. We'll be here for a while. There's lots of stuff coming up. So I'll see everybody next time. Thanks. Bye.